Hello guys, welcome back to Car Obsession. So, picture the scene. You want a Golf GTI, but you want a bit more power, but you don't quite want a Golf R. Maybe this is up your street then. Say hello to the brand new Golf GTI TCR. So, here we are in the brand new Golf GTI TCR. Now, I must stress, this is a very quick drive. I've got this car for about 15 minutes or so. This is not a full comprehensive review. These are merely my first thoughts. But I will try and give you as much information as I can. To begin with, these seats are lovely. In fact, my passenger, my wife, she actually says, and this is high praise, that these are better than the Civic Type R seats. Now, I'd be honest, I don't particularly agree, but I will tell you these seats are very nice and they've got a very nice design to them. But you don't care too much about the seats, do you? You care about their performance. So, this has a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine. So this has 290 horsepower and 380 newton meters of torque, compared to the GTI Performance, which has 245 horsepower and 370 newton meters of torque. As you would expect, this car is faster to 62 miles per hour. This will do that speed in 5.6 seconds, whereas the GTI Performance will do the same speed in 6.2 seconds. The GTI Performance has a top speed of 155 miles per hour, whereas this car can do 164. Now, it's worth mentioning that you only get the increased top speed if you go for the GTI TCR Performance pack, which takes the speed from 155 to 164. The same pack also gives you 19-inch alloys, which are wrapped in semi-slick tyres, adaptive dampers and suspension that has been dropped by 20mm. This pack will cost you £2,900. Now, let me tell you about how the car drives. Well, as you would expect, there's a strong amount of performance. I can't really detect any turbo lag on my short drive. The handling is fantastic. Whoa. Just point the nose and it will go there. The steering is direct. Not the heaviest, but I must admit, I do quite like my steering to be heavy, so I am a little bit fussy in that regard. The brakes are strong. This has got stronger brakes compared to the GTI Performance, and in fact, dare I say they are a little bit too strong? They can be a little bit bitey, particularly when you're at slow moving speeds. This car can only be mated to a 7-speed DSG gearbox, so if you want a manual, I'm afraid you can't have one. But it offers quick changes, and it means you can focus more on what you're doing as opposed to changing gear. It just means you can spend that extra bit of concentration in the corners. Although this car is very capable. Very little body roll. Now, you've got different driving modes, so I've got it in sport, and I have to say the exhaust does make quite a cracking noise. I will try my best to get you some noise, but this is a short drive and I haven't got much time with the car. So guys, if you do enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, purely because the more interaction this video gets, the more views, the more likes and so forth, the better chance I have of getting one of these for a week to give it a proper review, or at least to spend a little bit more time with it. But yes, I've got different driving modes, so I've got, oh, that's the wrong button. So I've got Eco, Normal, Comfort, Sport or Individual. Now, compared to a standard Golf, this car sits 20mm lower, so you get a sportier ride and sportier handling. Now let's talk about the ride. In sport mode, it is firm, but it's still pretty compliant. The damping's pretty decent, so I've got no complaint in that regard. But this is quite a tight corner, and it handles it beautifully. This picks up pace like you wouldn't believe. The power delivery isn't quite as ballistic as a Civic Type R, but it's still more than capable. Now, I must say, this car doesn't feel particularly heavy. That's not particularly light either, although it is about 15 kilograms lighter than the GTI Performance. but in the corners, I wouldn't go so far to say nimble, but it doesn't feel like a heifer lump. Now, one of the advantages of the GTI as opposed to the Golf R is we have front wheel drive and not four wheel drive. That means less weight. So yes, you might not get the same amount of traction as you do from the Golf R, but am I lacking grip in this car? No, I'm not. That front end just feels very grippy, very sticky. This car has been well engineered. Let's take control of the gearbox myself. See how the changes are. They're pretty slick, I must admit. Now, in case you want to buy one of these and want to know how much it will cost you, well, it will cost you £35,305, which puts it in the same kind of area as the Civic Type R. In fact, it's more than a Civic Type R if we're talking about the base model. Actually, even the Civic Type R GT is cheaper. It also puts it alongside the Golf R, of course, and the A35 AMG and the Audi S3. Now, I would mention the Focus RS, but obviously that car is no longer on sale. But I have to say, this is impressive. Does it wow me as much as a Civic Type R? Not quite, but there's a certain amount of respect that I have for this car. Would I buy one? Difficult question. At this moment in time, there is a fantastic choice for hot hatch lovers, and whilst I wouldn't be disappointed if I had one of these, I wouldn't go out and buy one purely because I just prefer some of the other options out there. But if you are looking to buy this car, I would definitely urge you to try. But if you are looking to buy this car, I would definitely urge you to try and have a test drive in one, because once you slot yourself behind this driver's seat, I think you may well fall in love, particularly if you are, of course, a fan of Volkswagens. Anyway, that is my short drive over. It feels like it finished before it began. So it's time for me to say goodbye to you all, and sadly say goodbye to the Golf TCR. Like I said, this was a quick drive, but hopefully I'd quite like the chance to spend a bit more time with it. So like I said earlier, if you do like, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, because it will just help this video get better interaction, so I can go back to Volkswagen and say, look, can I have one of these for a week, and give you guys a much more thorough review. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a massive thumbs up. If you are subscribed, don't forget to click that bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. And if you aren't subscribed, guys, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe for more car obsession.